Did you miss me? It's been a while since we played the hardcore Iron Man. We've been very busy with the main, and it's time to make some progress here. But before that, I know most of you are subscribed for the main series progress. We have a hardcore too, it's mostly for fun, and the goal is to get to Zulrah, and hopefully not die before that. So, as part of the master plan, we're making our way to the agility pyramid for a consistent source of GP. But we don't have the levels yet. To progress the account, we need to start training agility, and we're going to get a jump start on that by doing something we're calling a quest loop. But before that, let me catch you up on the progress we made so far while we are playing our main. This is our level progress to date. While we are busy hunting clue scrolls on the main, we need an AFK skill to train, so woodcutting it is. The goal for woodcutting is to collect 1600 oak logs to eventually get us 50 construction. 50 construction will let us build a portal room in our house, which will be extremely useful for later. So we're gonna head over to Bob's to grab an axe, and let's begin. Level 2 woodcutting, I'll see you guys at the next milestone, which will not be level 3 woodcutting, so Level 12 woodcutting, we can now use the canoe system, which is great for getting around free to play. We don't have the magic level or lore runes we need to teleport around just yet, but we'll be working on that later. And here's 15 woodcutting. We are using the canoe system to get to Varrock, and we can now begin collecting oak logs. Here's our ride, and I'll see you guys over there. So here's the first few oak logs, and we need 1600. Forestry just came out, and these roots just started growing, so we're just gonna jump on the bandwagon and collect what we can. And we're done with our 1600 oaks. We collected 150 NMR in our clue scroll as well. We're going to try completing the clue scroll, and if we solve it, you'll get to see that. So we completed the clue scroll. I haven't decided if we're just going to open them or stack them, so we'll leave it in the bank for now. We're still busy hunting clue scrolls on the main. You guys are really making me work for it, so we are going to begin another AFK skill. So I decided on starting fishing. It's a great AFK skill to train. At the same time, we'll be doing cooking and fire making. The goal for now is 20 fishing, so we can begin fly fishing whenever we have downtime, and that's a great way to train fishing. In the long term, we're going to need 65 fishing to catch koram bombs because it's a food that we're going to use at Zulrah. So for now, just 20 fishing. So here's 2 fishing and our first fire making and cooking XP. I'll see you guys when we hit 20. And we're back. Now, more about this thing we're calling a quest loop. We're planning to train agility without doing a single lap of any course, so we're gonna do quests. The 2 main quests we're gonna tackle this episode are Tourist Trap and the Night Sword. But because we're covering a lot of ground on the free-to-play map, we're gonna do as many quests as we can going around the game. We're gonna be moving in a loop, so quest loop. Right off the bat, here are the requirements we need for the 2 quests. However, because we're doing the Night Sword before the Tourist Trap, we don't have to worry about the 20 smithing requirement. The Night Sword offers a reward of 12,000 smithing experience, which puts us at 29 smithing, well above the requirement of 20 that we need. So let's start checking items off this list. We began trading fletching way back when we started woodcutting, so here's 10 fletching coming in very quickly. Next on the list is the level 10 mining requirement. We're not planning to bank any of the ores, so this should be a very quick grind. I'll see you guys in a bit. It looks like we're making good progress so far. There's level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the chat box. And I swear mining has one of the most satisfying level up sounds in the game. Let me play it for you on level 7. And we have a random event. Nice. This early in the game, random events are game-changingly good, especially when the rewards are GP or supplies. Let's complete this one real quick. And we are done. It looks like we have a choice to make, 1000 GP or mystery box. The mystery box is kind of a mystery, but they do have some very high value items. Having 10, maybe even 20k right now would be totally game changing. But getting junk is always a possibility and we can't really take the risk right now, so 1000 coins it is. As promised, there's the level up sound. I've never gotten 99 mining on the game, but I do want to do it one day, so stick around for that. And 10 mining done and dusted. Let's move on to the next quest requirement. The next requirement we're completing is 25 magic and to get a couple of lore runes. For this, we'll be hunting some monsters and we need to top up our runes. We're going to encounter some dangerous monsters and bosses as we do the quest, and having an escape teleport is definitely a must. We'll be mainly casting Fire Strike and we need 3 fire runes for every mind rune that we have. That should do it. We finished most of our cash stack and we're left with 1000 GP we got off the random event. We now have about 400 casts of Fire Strike, which should be more than enough to get us 25 magic and hopefully a couple of lore runes. To start training magic, we're going to a part of the game that I have not visited as a beginner before. We're going to the Isle of Souls. The Isle of Souls is home to the Soul Wars minigame, which this time also includes its own island and a whole bunch of new areas with some monsters, and of which some are beneficial to the early game Iron Man. We're all geared up and ready to go. We're making our way to the northern part of the island, to the Crumbling Tower. The tower is currently inhabited by forgotten souls which have a drop table very similar to that of Chaos Druids. Except, these are much easier to get to. Forgotten souls have a combat level of 20 and drop lore runes at a rate of 1 in 18. They also drop battle staffs at a rate of 1 in 128, and if we manage to get any of that, it'll be a great boost to our cash stack. We're gonna go try figure out a safe spot to make this really sustainable for us, so I'll see you guys in a bit. That definitely took a few tries, but we have a safe spot. We'll be here for a bit, so I'll see you guys when something interesting happens. And hey, that literally took no time at all. It wasn't too rare to drop, but we're still glad that we caught it. Now all that's left to do is get 25 magic, and we are on our way. And there we go, 25 magic. We can now use our law runes to teleport ourselves out of dangerous situations if we find ourselves in them, which I'm pretty sure we are about to. So we're almost done with all our quest requirement preparations, and the very last thing to do is to head out into the wilderness. You did not hear me wrong, we're taking a very short trip out into the wilderness to pick up a couple of iron bars. But now we're going into the wilderness with a couple of law runes to teleport us out, so if we face any trouble, we should be fine. Coming here to hunt law runes was a really great idea because I did not know this shortcut existed. From Soul Wars, you can teleport directly to the Ferox Enclave, drastically reducing the time I would have spent in the wilderness. If I did not know this teleport was here, I would have definitely walked up from Edgeville, which could be dangerous. But still, it's the wilderness and we're taking a very big risk. What we're looking for is the Iron Bar spawn, which is directly northwest of here. We're gonna hop right in, pick it up, and teleport out. We went a bit too far out, but thankfully our trip has been uneventful so far and we got our Iron Bar. We need two, so we're gonna hop real quick and pick up one more. We picked up 3 iron bars for some reason, and we are out of here. Alright, cool. We now have all the requirements we need to start doing the quests. Let's get started. First thing on the list, we're making some pies for a very hungry dwarf. We've picked up a couple of pie dishes to get them ready. Nothing but the freshest ingredients for our friends and loved ones. We need to get our pies ready, but at the same time we're going to help this guy out so we can use his range. The cook's assistant is the first quest we're going to do on the quest loop, so let's begin. This is convenient for us. We need to get 4 batches of flour for our pies and we can help the cook out at the same time. A bit of pie juggling later with all the items we need to make our pies and the items we need to help the chef. Well, almost. We just need to milk this cow. And quest completed. We're now 23 cooking, which hopefully means we won't burn any of our pies. So here goes nothing. Nice. 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 Yes. Yes! 4 for 4, fantastic. The next 2 quests on our list are the Rune Mysteries and the Restless Ghost. First up on our adventure, we're visiting Father Ernie to get a Ghost Speak amulet. Overall, a very pleasant gentleman. And with amulet in tow, we're here at the Wizard Tower to steal a skull and deliver a package. So, package delivered, but surprising no one, the quest continues and we need to bring the package somewhere else. We also tried stealing the skull, but it seems you need to talk to the ghost first, so we'll do this on a second pass. We're taking a small detour and we're doing something really smart, I hope. We're adding yet another quest onto our quest chain. Later on in the Night Sword when we visit the dwarf, we're passing by Remington. At the same time, we can complete a very fast quest, the Witch's Potion. For that, we just need raw beef, which we now have, and an Eye of Newt, which we can buy from this shop right here. And just like that, we added another quest that we're going to complete onto our massive quest loop. Nice. It's time to begin the Knight's Sword. The squire has lost his knight's sword and needs our help making another one. This dwarf, however, is very difficult to find, so we need to head to the librarian in Varrock and find out what he knows. Too bad for him, we're already busy with another quest on our quest loop and we're heading off the package through Albury. But of course, because we're all about efficiency and we're already in Varrock, we're gonna talk to Raldo too. Raldo tells us where we can find the dwarf, but because we're busy with other things and must move in a circle, we are going to Lumbridge. We talk to the ghost, find out what he needs and agree to help him. Next stop, we're back at the Wizard's Tower to help the ghost, but before that, we're doing yet another thing. We're finishing off Rune Mysteries. Quest completed. And yoink, you would think we would go and finish off the quest right now, but no, we have more important things to do. We found the dwarf Raldo was telling us about, we fed him pie and he agreed to help us. And all we need is a picture of the sword we want him to help make, and yoinking again, we now have the picture. Showing the picture to the dwarf, he tells us what we need, and this next part is dangerous. We are venturing into the mountain below us to face off with some of the highest level monsters we have seen so far. But it's not a problem, we find what we're looking for and we use the environment to our advantage. Somewhere along the line we also headed over to Remington and completed the Witch's Potions quest, so quest completed. We brought the materials back to the dwarf and made the sword for us, so we're moving on. As great as the sword looks, we handed it over to the squire, so quest complete. We now have 29 smithing and everything we need to do, tourist trap. But before that, we have one very last person to help out. And he's gone. Quest complete. We're all geared up for the quest and about to start the last quest in our quest loop. The Tourist Trap. The Tourist Trap is a quest about finding this woman's poor daughter, and we're gonna help her out. And there's only one place I can think to look, the large foreboding structure in the desert. And of course the structure is guarded by some bad guys, which we're gonna use our main character energy to take out. Because the main character can't die. Get it? I'm a hardcore Iron Man, I can't die, I'm the main character of the series. Guys. And of course the mercenary captain takes a cheap shot and swings first. This guy's attack speed seems to be crazy fast and very accurate, and the Iron Man armor is not doing anything for us, so we're going back to ropes. We're currently brute forcing this fight and things are not going our way, he's just hitting too accurately and I'm not sure how this would end. I don't like this one bit. This was not the way this fight was supposed to go. If our HP falls too low, we're gonna have to call it. We need to be really careful because we can't out-eat the damage he's dealing and we might need to call it here. It's coming down to the line and I don't really like this. We're entering chance territory anytime soon, a couple of high hits and yeah, that was definitely a good call. Yeah, so future me here, watching the playback I don't know what on earth I was doing, I didn't even use my F keys to teleport out, and I definitely got chanced. So the main problem of that fight, the captain's DPS was simply too high and we couldn't outpace him. We were barely out-eating the mercenary captain and we need to improve our own DPS if we want a shot at taking him out of the game. Fire Strike is just not going to cut it and we need to cast a more powerful spell. And right now that spell is Water Ball and we need about 12k in coins to buy the runes that we need. And we're kind of broke right now, so we need to find a way to make some GP. Alright, so right now I have no idea how I'm going to make any money and this is kind of a Hail Mary. We're going to open the beginner casket we collected earlier on and if it has something good, problem solved. Well, problem not solved, that's terrible. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so I couldn't come up with anything and this is our next best option. The goal here is 20 thieving so we can start stealing silk from the store and sell it back to the merchant itself. It's not a great plan and definitely not the fastest way to make GP, but it's a start. The goal here is 20 thieving and I'll see you guys if anything interesting happens, which sure, it can only mean the pet or we reach our goal of 20 thieving. Well, we did not get the pet and here's 20 thieving, so we can now steal from silk stores and start making some GP. We just reached a total level of 250, which is pretty cool considering we're a hardcore Iron Man. And we haven't talked about this yet, each piece of silk sells for 60 GP, which means we need 200 of them. And this is the last of the 200 silk pieces that we need, we're just gonna throw them in the bank. Now we need to wait 10 minutes before we can sell them back to the silk merchant, so I'll see you guys in a bit. We totally spent the 10 minutes super productively and did not just wait in the bank here for the clock to run down. But there we go, it's 10 minutes later, let's start selling some silk. We are delivering the last batch of silk to the merchant and we have a nice cash stack to show for it. Our cash stack is now 14,000 GP and we can buy all the runes that we need. Let's ready back up and get after it. This time we're going to the desert prepared just for the fight. We didn't bring anything we would need for the quest so we are carrying more food. And let's see how it goes. Game faces people, this is round 2. I kinda wanna say that was a close fight, but I don't think so. We got the key from the mercenary captain and we're moving on to the next part of the quest. We've returned to the desert with all the items we need to complete the quest, and the first thing we're doing is swapping ropes with this prisoner so we can help him escape and for us to enter the deeper part of the mines. Cool. To get even deeper in the mines, the guards want the pineapple, and this guy's the pineapple man, but for some reason he wants help building a weapon of mass destruction in exchange for a pineapple? Count me in. But before we can build the weapon, we need to steal the plants and we engage the owner of the plants in a conversation about stealing. The captain is easily distracted and we steal the plants, but this joke has aged like fine wine, so nice. Using the plan, we'll forge the new weapon and for our troubles we get a pineapple. Doesn't seem like a good deal, but we use the pineapple to get access to go deeper into the mines, find Anna and put her in a barrel, get her topside using a winch, and put her in a prison transport out of the camp. We tell the transport operator a couple of terrible jokes and we're out of the camp. Anna is reunited with her mother, and quest complete. For our troubles, we are now level 27 agility, running the courses might have been simpler, but quest complete. And that marks the end of the quest loop. We'll be training agility the proper way from now on, so I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching, I'll see you guys around.